Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a detailed walkthrough of this garden space right here behind my screen porch. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, Zone 7B. If you haven't followed the channel, I've been re-landscaping this 2/10 of an acre urban lot in Raleigh, North Carolina for the last little over a year. There's a playlist on the channel if you want to go back and see how far it has come. The screen porch back here was added as part of this project, and there's still tons of projects going on here that hopefully you want to subscribe to the channel and follow along with. So let's get started with this space. Behind me, one of the first pieces I actually acquired for this landscape was this Gomphostigma virgatum, or otterbossie. This is a South African native. It can be a little bit marginal here. It gets white flowers on it, but I don't really care about the flowers. I love this blue-green foliage. Just a great plant. There's a Salvia behind it, a Salvia gregii. That's kind of an almost red. A few things put in front of it really as annuals are these Victoria blue and Victoria white Salvia. And then there's a combo one here that has a kind of a white calyx and a purple flower. These can be perennial for me, but really along these bed edge, I'm using them as annuals. Next to that is this real charmer, Leucanthemum. These are just fantastic. This is only the second spring in the ground, and you can just see how absolutely amazing these are. These will bloom pretty much all summer long, just getting started here at the beginning of June. I've got several pentas planted around the bed edge, on bed edges all over the landscape, really. It's kind of hard to miss with these pink and white and red pentas. Behind it is a sunshine ligustrum. I just did a pruning video a week or two ago, and I pruned it at that time, just kind of keeping this one in a pyramidal shape, but it keeps that gold color year round. Occasionally it'll thin a little bit, but then it just flushes right back out. I've got another annual salvia called Patio Sky Blue, and I just recently cut these back, and I did a video on cutting back all the annuals right when they go in the ground to fill them out. These were just little skinny one little stalk, one little piece of growth, and in the week and a half since that video, they've quickly filled in. Next to it, I've got one of 4 Daphne that I have planted in this landscape. This is a variegated Daphne odora, and this one's Alba. This one actually gets very bright white flowers on it. These bloom in February. Probably nothing more fragrant in this world than a Daphne odora. Can be a little tricky to grow, so this one's on a mound a little bit higher than the turf here. Hopefully it will stay, won't get wet, keep wet feet. In this container up above it is a windmill palm. Had this palm for a long time. I'm in zone 7B, and they're really marginally hardy in the area, and that's why I actually have it in a container, so I can bring it up on the porch or bring it inside if I had to. Got one other palm in a container as well. They also don't like wet feet, and so having it elevated in that container allows it to stay drier. Got some begonias. I underplant begonias in this container every year and have a couple different types of ground cover sedum around it. The pot broke not that long ago, and so this sedum was put in here just to come over the edge of it, just to cover up that break in that container. There's some Angelonia planted along the edge, and nothing in the world could be easier than Angelonia and better for pollinators. It's just super, super easy. Again, these were just planted and then cut and fertilized. So they'll fill in very, very quickly. This whole space will be pink and purple and white during the summer months. Behind it is a newly planted purple Pixie, Loropetalum. That's like a ground cover Loropetalum. That one makes a great container plant as well. I've got a dwarf blue spruce that I just recently put into this space. Just beautiful color. I mean, what else do you need to say about that? That blue spruce, it'll look like that all the time. I'm a little bit weedy right this minute. I'm about to mulch this entire space, and so before the end of the month, all that will be cleaned up and new mulch is going down. I've got a Camellia sasanqua that's been used as a foundation plant here. That Camellia sasanquas are evergreen. This one is October Magic Orchid, which has kind of a bicolor pink and white flower. It will bloom September, October, November every year. A few hosta that were already here on the property are just kind of planted around it. I don't know they're the permanent piece for that, but for now they are. There's some new Guinea impatiens that have been planted on both sides of the entry to the steps to the back porch. And then several containers. This is a Dragon Prince Cryptomeria. I have one of these in the ground. It was in a video last week. But also a great container plant. Super, super soft to the touch. Beautiful plant. I've got a variegated boxwood and a few other pieces in this container. Just recently did a topiary video that included that container. Moving over to the other side of the steps, got a lot of containers on the steps here that I'll go over. I have the New Guinea impatiens planted on this side as well. Had them in this space last year. They got maybe 18 inches tall. Perfect pieces for this spot. Just to let you know, this back of this porch, in the shade in the morning while I'm filming here, but the sun will come up here probably by 11 or so, and this area really does kind of cook for a few hours, so it gets a lot of midday sun. Angelonia here again on this side, just kind of mirroring what was done on the other side. So the New Guineas and the Angelonia, and then everything else is different. I do like to carry something over from one side to the other in this kind of situation, but not make it all formal. In the first container here, there are a couple Cuphea. This one's called Sriracha Rose, and this one's called Bat Face. Really super interesting. Hummingbird magnets. Really great annuals. The container behind it, I've got a spike in it. There's an African daisy back here that you probably can't see all that well. I'll get a close-up of that. It's not really blooming all that much right this minute. There's a Marguerite Daisy in this container, underplanted with some Glitz Euphorbia. And I just topiaried this little false cypress up here in this top container here. It doesn't look like much right now, but it will soon. Backing off of that, I've still got a few pansies planted in the landscape. It's been cool enough this spring that they've lasted a little longer than they normally do for me. Here in my zone, they bloomed all winter. Normally they're kind of burned out by now, but they still look pretty good. This is a David Viburnum. It's raised up a little bit. These can be a little bit tricky, but they bloom beautifully in the spring. I love the habit and the foliage on David Viburnum. It's almost leather-like, the foliage is, and the flowers were beautiful a couple months back. Behind the David Viburnum, I have a couple Fats Hedra. Fats Hedra is a combination of Fatsia and ivy, so it's like a non-aggressive ivy. Beautiful, beautiful variegated foliage on those. Evergreen, they can be a little marginal here in zone 7B, so that's why they're planted up near the house. That was the best place for them, is out of any winter winds. There's a couple of fall blooming asters that are in this space. I like to think about fall when I'm planning for the season, because a lot of these annual things will start to slow down. You know, by the time we get to September, October, and the days get shorter. This Angelonia is going to be beautiful between now and then it will start to slow down. Hopefully some fall blooming things added to the garden will kick in at that point. There's 3 rectangular containers in this space, and lots of things going on in here. Some more of that Sriracha Rose Cuphea in that container. There's an Alabama Sunrise Heucherella in the left corner of that container. Just put one of these in the ground. This is Swiss chard, coming up, towering up above everything. Love the stems on the Swiss chard. At some point, it'll probably get too hot for this during the summertime, and it'll come out. But in the meantime, I love the colors on it. There's a few nasturtium here. You can see the color variation in the flowers on these variegated nasturtium. These are seeds that I get from Johnny's Seed. several different heucheras in here. I think this is this may be actually buttered rum heucherella, and then there's a purple heuchera right there. This is some Torenia, which is just getting started, and there's a spike in the container with that. In the back container, there's some variegated Solomon seal. A container actually may be the best place for variegated Solomon seal because it contains it. I don't have to worry about it wandering across the garden. There is an orange rocket barberry in this container. It may not be getting quite enough sun to be fully colored up, but I kind of like the kind of lime green and burgundy coloration that it has. It would be solid burgundy if it was out in more sunlight. Again, I kind of like it like that. And then there's a variegated carex in this container. A couple other pieces before I wrap this video up. I have this tree-formed or topiaried Encore Azalea right here. This is a pink flowering Encore Azalea that's been limbed up into a tree form. There's a butterfly bush behind it called Dubonnet, and this one was cut back hard in a pruning video this winter, and it's already taller than I am. It's probably 7 feet tall and in bloom already. Got lots of blooming things around this porch for pollinators, hoping to draw them right up close while I'm sitting in the screen porch there. This is all done with intent. On these weekly update videos, last week I did a space over here by the shed. This week was behind the screen porch here. I'm going to continue with this Weigelia going that way in next week's video, and just continue to kind of go in detail with the pieces that have been put in the ground throughout this landscape. Thank you guys for following along with the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that little bell notification so you're alerted when I upload a video. Thanks again.